It's Monday morning, you walk into the office armed with your coffee and your best ideas. You're excited, you've cracked a solution to that big problem that your team had been stuck on for weeks. You rush into the boss's office, explain it with all the passion of a TED talk, and your boss just stares at you, blank, confused, maybe even a little annoyed. And you leave the room thinking, did I just speak ancient Greek? Did they not hear me? Or did they just not get me at all? If you've ever felt like you and your boss are living on two different planets, believe you me, that's normal. Welcome back to Communicate 101, the show where we decode the mysterious world of speaking and writing. I'm your host, Sarika Singh, your friendly neighborhood communication coach, caffeine enthusiast, and part-time therapist to colleagues everywhere. Today's episode? Oh, it's juicy. We're talking about something that everyone has felt at some point in their career. That weird, frustrating, hair-pulling feeling of, help! My boss just doesn't get me. Maybe they don't listen. Maybe they micromanage. Or maybe they expect mind reading. Maybe they're all about data and you're all about vibes. Whatever it is, there's a mismatch and it's messing with your head big time. Today we're diving into why this happens, what you can actually do about it, and how to bridge that cosmic communication gap without losing your sanity or your job. So grab your coffee, take a deep breath, because by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to bridge that gap and finally be heard. Let's go. So let's start with this. Bosses are humans. Shocking, I know. They're just like us, only with more emails and possibly less self-awareness. But most communication breakdowns between employees and bosses, they're not personal. They're positional, meaning they come from the role they play, not the person they are. Often. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was coaching a young marketing executive. Her name is Atiya, name change for obvious reasons. Smart as a whip, full of ideas and incredibly creative. Her boss, Yusuf, again name changed, was a numbers guy. Total Excel ninja. Every time Atiya pitched a campaign, Yusuf would say, "Where's the ROI?" And she'd roll her eyes so hard, I'm surprised they didn't get stuck. She came to me and said, "Sarika, he just doesn't get me. I'm not a robot. I'm an idea person." And I said, "Okay, but are you speaking his language?" There was silence. See, Atiya was communicating in metaphors and emotion. Yusuf was listening for metrics and models. They were on two different radio frequencies. Like Atiya was on FM 101.5, feelings and vibes, and Yusuf was locked into AM 840, facts and figures. Moral of the story? It's not that your boss doesn't get you. It's that they don't speak the same communication dialect. Yet. Let's zoom out. Why do these mismatches even happen? Well, expectations are like underwear. Sorry if you don't mind the analogy, but expectations are like underwear. Everyone's got them. And no one wants to talk about them in public. And when we assume what the other person wants, instead of actually clarifying it, we land in what I call the expectation gap. This is the space between what you think your boss wants and what they actually want. I know that space is where anxiety and resentment and the whole lot of passive-aggressive emails are born. A client of mine, Himanshu, he worked in sales. His boss kept saying, "Be proactive." So Himanshu started sending daily updates. After a week, his boss pulled him aside and said, "Why are you spamming me?" Turns out when the boss said proactive, she meant bring me new business ideas, not turn my inbox into a traffic jam. That's a classic case of an expectation gap. So if you feel like your boss is always disappointed, ask yourself, did I actually ask what success looks like to them? Or am I working off facts or assumptions? Because clarity kills confusion, and that's where the key lies. I'll share some tricks to master this right here. So wait up. How do you communicate with a boss whose style is wildly different from yours? Use what is called the chameleon trick. Let's break this down. Have you ever seen one of those animal documentaries where the chameleon changes color to blend into the environment? Now, I'm not saying be fake, but being a communication chameleon, that's a superpower. It means you adjust your style without losing your voice. Let's play with 4 quick boss types and see how you deal with each one of them. Suppose you have a type 1 boss. Now, this type 1 boss is a data diver. He talks numbers, charts, benchmarks. There's no room for feelings or sweet talk. When you talk to him, the data diver boss, lead with data and end with ideas. Don't say, people will love this new angle. It's so warm and touching. Your boss is not going to understand any of this. Instead of that, remember he's a data diver? Say something like, based on the last 3 campaigns, the engagement rose by 15%. That's why I think this angle would work. Your boss will love you. Believe you me, that cosmic communication gap will no longer be there. Now let's talk about a boss number 2. He's the process police types. And if you have a boss who's the process police types, he'll love timelines. He'll hate surprises. Police hates surprises. Don't send him a full-page write-up of the report. Instead, frame your updates like project plans. Step 1, done. Step 2, underway. Step 3, on track. Use his favorite words. On time, streamlined, consistency, or whatever words are his favorite words. When he hears these words, which he's genuinely fond of and which he can relate to, he knows you understand him. And that you will deliver what he wants. So obviously, there won't be any communication gap. Then there's a third type of boss who's pretty common. He's the ghost. He barely responds. And you are unsure if he's happy, if he's angry, if he's just hungry. You can just keep guessing. You're always guessing with him. And the chances are you assumed something completely different from what he wanted. Why? Because he didn't specify. For such a boss, your strategy has to be smart. So, send crisp, clear updates. Then check in with a question like, is this directionally okay? Or would you like me to go deeper on this point? Become the chameleon communicator, but adapting doesn't mean selling out. So don't lose your individuality, don't lose your style. It just means translating your value into a format that they can digest. Speak English if they speak English. Speak Hindi if they speak Hindi. Whatever language. You might be making the most delicious pasta in the world, but if your boss only eats with Japanese chopsticks, you better figure out how to roll that into sushi. Now, very often people hear managing up with the boss. The word managing up immediately makes you think that you're sucking up to the boss. No. Managing up means you take responsibility for the relationship. You are taking the responsibility. You are managing it up. Let's call out some truths. Number 1, your boss has blind spots. He may not give clear feedback. He's juggling 47 other things, 3 crises, maybe even an annoyed partner. So he's managing way more than what you can imagine. He's got his plate full. And despite that, he has the blind spots. He's not giving you clear feedback. Now, managing up to such a boss could mean 3 things. Number 1, you are the one who will drive clarity. The boss is not giving you clear instructions, but you are the one who's responsible to drive that clarity. Number 2, you are the one who should ask clarifying questions saying, what does success look like for this project? Ask questions which give you a clear answer. And also, you frame the feedback. Try something like, would it help if I share updates on a daily basis or a weekly basis? What's better for you? put words in your boss's mouth. Again, this would drive clarity. A third thing is that you teach them how to work with you. Of course, it's a challenge because you can't tell your boss what to do. But if you say something like, I work best when I understand the bigger picture first. Can we align that before we dive in? So you're teaching him that show me the bigger picture and then I'll dive in. So that, my thoughts are more aligned with yours. It's not arrogance. It's leadership, just upside down. You're managing up. Take leadership to drive the conversation. Become not just an employee, but train yourself to become your boss's communication partner. Okay, let's talk real for a second. Sometimes the issue isn't the communication style. Sometimes it's misalignment of values. If your boss dismisses your ideas, shames you in meetings, or refuses to listen even after you've tried all the things we talked about, then that's not a mismatch. That's a red flag. In that case, managing up might mean managing your exit plan. You deserve to work somewhere where you can thrive, not just survive. So before we wrap up, it's time for a weekly Communicate 101 challenge. This week, schedule a 15-minute check-in with your boss. In that meeting, ask him 2 questions. Number 1, what's the one thing I could do differently to make your life easier? To make your life easier. And number 2, how do you prefer updates? Quick chats, emails, reports, weekly, daily? Just these questions, believe you me, can start building a bridge across the expectation gap. Try it, report back, tag me in your stories on Insta, my handle, Communicate 101, or shoot me an email at info@sarikasingh.in. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips. If this hits home, share it with your team, your best friend, your colleague who keeps saying, oh, my boss doesn't get it. Until next time, keep talking, keep tweaking, and remember, communication isn't about being perfect. It's about being understood. Catch you soon. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.